Hello, I'll be opening a few packets of Amonkhet boosters, and most importantly, I feel this video I wouldn't be bothering doing, I don't think, but a friend asked me, what is blue? Is it for defense? And I thought, well, this is a little bit much to explain in a text message, so I thought I'll try and sum it up as quickly as I can in a nutshell. Blue is essentially, well, into the grand scheme of things, one of the four kind of elements in Magic represented by blue here. And you see its enemy colours across from it are red, fire, and green, earth, life, forests. So in the grand scheme of things, you cast blue spells with this, and to most people, blue has enchantments and sorceries and creatures like every colour does, but it's most characterised, what it means to most people is the ability to play the game in your opponent's turn and quite frequently respond with these effects called counter spells, which basically say no to things. Now this was thought as too powerful, so there are variations on ways of saying no. Like this is the same thing. Negate, it counters a non-creature spell. So there's lots of variations and ways of saying no. As the game gets more complex for a blue player, usually it's a war of attrition. It's all about a blue player saying no to certain things and trying to survive the game by stalling their opponent until they eventually will put down some big creature or find an alternative win condition. But blue countering can get very complicated. This is a card which costs 3 islands essentially and 1 of anything else, and you can choose 2 effects at the same time when you cast this. You can counter a spell, return permanent to its owner's hand, something else can go away or come back to you, whatever. Or you can tap all your opponent's creatures at the same time, or just simply draw a card. You don't even have to counter, you could do 2 of those other things. Blue can get complicated. But blue is all about shenanigans, but you can also do things like turn your opponent's creatures to frogs, impersonate and clone their creatures. Cloning is a thing that blue loves to do, and it loves to bounce permanents in play to their owner's hands. So blue is all kinds of shenanigans. Well, I had the Pro Tour recently and saw absolutely nothing like it at my local game store. Everyone expected zombies, I think, to be rising up. But before I get on and open the boosters, I have to say this seemed to make the top 2 of the decks. A cat tribal, this guy, and what an explosive deck. Just a couple of cards from the cats. The kind of cards I was seeing is cats like this. It's a 3/1, and this is a 1/1, but this can come back from the dead if it's reanimated. You see it can be mummified and come back as this. Fantastic. Metallic mimics. Cats were coming in bigger because they were imitating this thing, and then there are the potential possibilities for this. I mean, I was wiped out by cards like this and long tusk cubs, but with the potential in standard for other crazy cat combo decks. This one goes with a cat lord, which I don't have here, but we have a cat serpent. So the Egyptians said Amonkhet or Amonkhet has brought about all these wonderful leopard cats and all kinds of crazy stuff. We can even play Aslan the Planeswalker in standard if we want to go with the theme. Anyway, time for opening some boosters. Ooh, about how did I do? Well, yes, this is all my winnings. Winnings indeed. Because I got to play this guy all day. 4 copies of it, slamming it, killing my opponent's creatures. Managed to scrape into the top 8. All my dragons were beaten by cats. And got the shiny version of this card. So glorious. Anyway, oh, and everyone got one of these. I don't know where this sits, but an Egyptian kind of fighter that can block multiple creatures and be embalmed, come back as a mummy. So lovely and flavoursome. Let's see what's in the cards. Horror of the Broken Lands, Cartouche of Knowledge, Naga Oracle, Binding Mummy, Painful Lesson, Cartouche of Solidarity, Dissenter's Deliverance, Painted Bluffs, Mark Paul, classic magic artist, Brute Strength, Oashra Cultivator, Embalmer's Tools, Time to Reflect, and Reduce to Rubble, Countering, and a way of recasting something from the grave, Rubble. And the Dusk to Dawn. Destroy all creatures with power of 3 or greater. Dusk. And when the card is in the graveyard, you can cast later on, or maybe in the same turn if you've got that much mana. Never will happen. Return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to hand. Dawn will raise the dead. Dusk to Dawn. Fantastic. Now, second pack. Well, I say fantastic in the grand monetary scheme of things. Not fantastic, but I'm loving opening the cards. I'm loving the flavour. I'm loving playing them. Hooded Brawler. Dune Beetle. Compelling Argument. Magma Spray. Mighty Leap. Blighted Bat. Initiate's Companion. This thing killed me. Luxor River Shrine. Nimbleblade Kenra. Bitterblade Warrior. A lot of jackals. To the uncommons, Lay Claim. Nest of Scarabs. Oketra's Monument. And Canyon Slough. A land that if I don't want it in my hand, it has an ability called Cycling. I can discard this land to the cost of tapping 2 lands, 2 of anything, and to draw a card in its place. Cycling, to get rid of it, cycle it away. And a swamp. Drake token. Okay. Yeah, those cycling lands are turning out to be very useful lately. Okay, Emberhorn Minotaur. Decision Paralysis. Rat Crop Spearmaster. Floodwaters. Wonder in Death. Essence Scatter. Another one of those ways of saying no I talked about. An instant counter target creature spell. So your opponent tries to cast a creature and you respond in their turn, most likely by saying no with this card. Pursue Glory. Bitterblade Warrior. Cartouche of Zeal. Spidery Grasp. Grasping Dunes, Trial of Zeal, and Anne Crop Champion. And the Cat Lord. Perfect. The Cat Lord, there's a Cat Lord that goes with the... Okay, so what does he do? Okay. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. That means every time they deal damage, you gain that much life at the same time. And when Regal Cat Caracal enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. And just pull these from the side. They're coming in with these guys. So maybe it's a sign. Ooh, snake token. And an island. Right, that's it. Bye-bye.